Hi guys, good evening. The window guys knocked my clock off the wall. I keep looking up there. Haven't put it back up yet. I keep looking up there trying to see what time it is. It's 5:31, so I was right when I said good evening. I took a nap, so I'm a little off schedule. Got my, as you can see, I got my gown on. Having trouble with my lungs today, a lot of wheezing and pain. So I got the heating pad on my back. That's why I have my gown on, because it opens in the back, you know. But, guys, girls, I am here with today's Bible reading for you guys. Let me get down to it here. Okay, here we go with Acts 25 is where we'll begin, with Paul still making an appeal to the centurion and Felix, and let's see what goes on. 3 days after Festus took over his duties in the province of Judea, he went from the city of Caesarea to Jerusalem. The chief priests and the other important Jewish leaders informed Festus about their charges against Paul. They were urging Festus to do them the favor of having Paul brought to Jerusalem. The Jews had a plan to ambush and kill Paul as he traveled to Jerusalem. Festus replied that he would be returning to Caesarea soon and would keep Paul there. He told them, "Have your authorities come to Caesarea with me and accuse him there if the man has done something wrong." There's a fly flying around in here. Hate those stupid things. Festus stayed in Jerusalem for 8 or 10 days at the most, and then returned to Caesarea. The next day, Festus took his place in the court and summoned Paul. When Paul entered the room, the Jews who had come from Jerusalem surrounded him. They made a lot of serious accusations that they couldn't prove. Paul defended himself by saying, "I haven't broken any Jewish law or done anything against the temple or the emperor." But Festus wanted to do the Jews a favor, so he asked Paul, "Are you willing to go to Jerusalem to be tried there on these charges with me as your judge?" Paul said, "I am standing in the emperor's court where I must be tried. I haven't done anything wrong to the Jews, as you know very well. If I am guilty and have done something wrong for which I deserve the death penalty, I don't reject the idea of dying. But if their accusations are untrue, no one can hand me over to them as a favor. I appeal my case to the emperor." Festus discussed the appeal with his advisors and then replied to Paul, "You have appealed your case to the emperor, so you'll go to the emperor." Later, King Agrippa, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, I'm sure I did, and Bernice came to the city of Caesarea to welcome Festus. Since they were staying there for a number of days, Festus told the king about Paul's case. Festus said, "Felix left a man here in prison. When I went to Jerusalem, the chief priests and the Jewish leaders brought me some information about him and asked me to condemn him. I replied to them, 'That's not the Roman way of doing things. A person can't be sentenced as a favor. Before he is sentenced, he must face his accusers and have a chance to defend himself against their accusation.' So the Jewish leaders came to Caesarea with me. The next day, I immediately convened court and summoned the man. When his accusers stood up, they didn't accuse him of the crimes I was expecting. They were disputing with him about their own religion and about some man named Jesus who had died. But Paul claimed that Jesus is alive. Their debate about these things left me puzzled, so I asked Paul if he would like to go to Jerusalem to have his case heard there. But Paul appealed his case. He asked to be held in prison and to have His Majesty, the Emperor, decide his case. So I ordered him to be held in prison until I could send him to the Emperor. Agrippa told Festus, "I would like to hear the man." Festus replied, "You'll hear him tomorrow." The next day, Agrippa and Bernice entered the auditorium with a lot of fanfare. Roman army officers and the most important men of the city entered the auditorium with them. Festus gave the order, and Paul was brought into the auditorium. Then Festus said, "King Agrippa and everyone who was present with us, all the Jews in Jerusalem and Caesarea have talked to me about this man you see in front of you. They shout that he must not be allowed to live any longer. However, I don't think that he has done anything to deserve the death penalty. But since he made an appeal to His Majesty the Emperor, I have decided to send him to Rome. But I don't have anything reliable to write our Emperor about him. So I have brought him to all of you, and especially to you, King Agrippa. Then I'll have something to write after he is cross-examined. I find it ridiculous to send a prisoner to Rome when I can't specify any charges against him." And that's where we're going to stop today with Acts 25. We'll continue tomorrow. Now we're going to go to Psalm 5 for the choir director for flutes, a psalm by David. Open your ears to my words, O Lord. Consider my innermost thoughts. Pay attention to my cry for help, my King and my God, because I pray only to you. In the morning, O Lord, hear my voice. In the morning I lay my needs in front of you, and I wait. You are not a God who takes pleasure in wickedness. Evil will never be your guest. Those who brag cannot stand in your sight. You hate all troublemakers. You destroy those who tell lies. The Lord is disgusted with bloodthirsty and deceitful people. But I will enter your house because of your great mercy. Out of reverence for you, I will bow towards your holy temple. O Lord, lead me in your righteousness because of those who spy on me. Make your way in front of me smooth. Nothing in their mouths is truthful. Destruction comes from their hearts. Their throats are open graves. They flatter with their tongues. Condemn them, O God. Let their own schemes be their downfall. Throw them out for their many crimes, because they have rebelled against you. But let all who take refuge in you rejoice. Let them sing with joy forever. Protect them and let those who love your name triumph in you. You bless righteous people, O Lord. Like a large shield, you surround them with your favor. And that, my friends, was Psalm 5 for the choir director for flutes, a psalm by David. And lastly, for our Bible reading today, we're going to read Proverbs 18:19. An offended brother is more resistant than a strong city, and disputes are like a locked gate of a castle tower. And that was Proverbs 18:19. Okay, brothers and sisters, that was today's Bible reading. I hope it touched your guys' hearts. I hope you guys are having a great start to your week. It's been such a beautiful day out today. We got new windows put in the apartment today, all new windows. There's 3 windows in our apartment, and we got 3 new windows put in today. They're really nice. So, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and let's bring those souls to Jesus. And God willing, I will see you guys tomorrow with another Bible reading. Bye, guys.